Fantastic to see you. If you can indeed see us already, Christy and Alonso back with Movie News Live on Friday afternoon. We're going to give you guys a second to skedaddle on in here. I see we have Teddy and Mick. And Teddy says, hope everyone in Cali is staying cool. Yes.
That's why I'm in the bedroom.
Right. So we're both wearing, like, we don't plan this when we wear the same thing. We don't plan this, but we're both wearing like light t-shirts today because it's warm in LA. Thank you. Yeah, we are there. Hi, good to see you. How do we look? How do we sound? We always like to do a quick little sound check. Sometimes some of us are louder than others. We
never gonna let you go. I wanna hold you in my arms forever.
And so we just learned who sings that song.
Yes.
Sergio Mendes died. This is the breaking news we have for you. This is why you tune in. That is true. And then Nick wants to know about Venice. So yes, we will talk all about the Venice Film Festival. We have a lot to talk about today. It's very, very hot in Los Angeles. I know that those of you who live in the South are like, wah.
Whatever.
We also lived in Texas for a long time, Alonso and I. So we do feel your pain. But happy Friday to you all. And Christine wants to know, Alonso, did you bring back enough gelato for everyone?
Well, I tried, but it all melted in my carry-on.
Oh, so what's the flavor that you came up with this time that was your favorite?
I'm always a fan of the stracciatella, which is where it's where you kind of put apparently the way they make it is they sort of start pouring hot chocolate into the cold creamy ice cream, and so it kind of streaks, and it's really yummy. But I had a whole bunch of, I never have any bad gelato when I'm over there. So I had I would have my days where I'd be like, all right, today's going to be fruit. So I would do like a cherry and a lemon or a coconut or something. And then other days it was, the Nutella or the chocolate cookie or whatever. So yeah, but it was all great.
Is it possible to have bad gelato?
I think it's like bad pizza where it's like it's still gelato,
Right. How do you mess it up? Maybe like it's not as sweet or flavorful as it should be, but it's still
creamy.
Like cold.
Yeah.
Cold and creamy.
You had to eat it real fast because it was also hot as balls in Italy. Like the sun would just beat down. When I would walk back to my hotel room in the afternoon after writing my morning review, I would be drenched in sweat by the time I got there.
There was great concern in the comments of your Beetlejuice reaction video that you were sunburned and needed to go inside.
I did not get sunburned, but that's how intense the sun was. I hope that video captured what the experience was like. It was very, very sunny.
Yes. Well, good. Well, besides eating a lot of really great gelato, you saw some movies. What is the best thing you saw?
Best thing I saw is Baby Girl, which is the new film from the director of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Very excited about that. I really look forward to talking about that with you when it opens at Christmas time. And in fact, actually is kind of a Christmas movie with Nicole Kidman dealing with sexual repression. So perfect double feature with Eyes Wide Shut already. I'm going to call it here. But great Nicole Kidman performance, like just goes there in all the ways. And so I hope it's certainly one I think we'll be talking about at the end of the year, along with Angelina Jolie's performance as Maria Callas in Pablo Larraín's Maria. A movie that I think is mostly effective. It's, his follow-up to Jackie and Spencer. And I think that it actually operates best when it goes fully operatic in her kind of drug-addled imagination and is less sort of biopic-ish, but a very cool movie, and Jolie I think really commits and sings. Apparently, like they kind of mix. There's like flashbacks of Callas at her, the height of her powers, and it's Callas singing, obviously, but then they kind of cut to the contemporary Callas who doesn't quite have it, and that's Jolie doing her own singing. So
I was going to ask you, does this have the kind of hypnotic, dreamlike qualities of Jackie and Spencer, which were so interesting and so captivating?
Yeah, I mean, at times, but it's like, the whole thing is like she keeps taking these Mandrax pills, which is what the Europeans call Quaaludes. And in fact, there is a character that is interviewing her off and on throughout the film that she refers to as Mandrax, played by Cody Smith-McPhee. And so, the dreamlike stuff is because she's, hallucinating basically. But yeah, we'll get into that one when we see that one. I saw Beetlejuice, which we reviewed today. That'll be posting later on in the afternoon. And then A couple that were okay. I saw The Order, the new Justin Kurzel film,
Oh.
about the FBI going after white supremacists. Specifically the Order, the group that among other things murdered a radio host, Alan Berg, and it stars Jude Law as the FBI agent and Nicholas Hoult as the white supremacy guy, and it's fine, it's effective, but I feel like we've seen it all before in other movies about the FBI going after domestic terrorists. So it's good, but nothing that really knocked my socks off. And I would say the same about Wolves, with George Clooney and Brad Pitt. It is a movie that is entirely coasting on their star power, but they have star power. So, it's fine for what it is, but it never quite makes a leap into being anything more special than that.
Couple folks asking about The Brutalist. Did you see that?
I did not get to, unfortunately. I had a ticket for it and I got my days screwed up because I was very jet lagged the entire time I was there. So I thought it was gonna be Sunday night and it was Saturday night. It was like, fuck, I missed it. So I haven't seen it yet. I look forward to it.
Okay, good. We'll definitely catch up with all of those. And then Brian is asking, and James Bunt also is asking about Toronto. James is on his way to Toronto.
Oh.
Do you know any movie I should have picked?
Golly. I'm looking forward to Nutcrackers because it's, David Gordon Green getting back to comedy and it's a Christmas movie. I'm also very curious about the new version of Bonjour Tristesse with Chloe Sevigny and Claes Bang because I'm a huge fan of the 50s movie that Otto Preminger did with Gene Seberg. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really combed over the schedule yet, so I don't know.
Okay, cool. We will keep an eye on all that stuff. Yes, we are. It is fall. We are in the thick of fall. Telluride has happened. Venice has happened. Toronto is about to begin. So it's all happening. And so things start getting really busy here. And it's a fun time of year for us where everything, everything matters. I just got to think about a screening of The Substance down here in the South Bay. So I'm like, woohoo, I'll go to that. Yeah, for sure. And they're showing The Wild Robot like 1,000 times.
Yes. It's that time of year where, like, if you're a critic in an awards granting body, suddenly you get a lot more attention than you get the other 3/4 of the year.
And they make things available to you in places that are more convenient.
Yes, imagine.
We'll put this here near you. So we'll keep an eye on all of those things. We missed you while you were gone, but thank you for having a lovely report. And are you back to normal now? Or are you still jet lagged?
I'm, like yesterday I got up at like 4 a.m, but last night I went to bed at a reasonable hour and got up at a reasonable hour. So I think, knock wood, I'm back to normal. The other challenge is, of course, that it's so freaking hot. Like our thing has been like, we'll have the AC on in the bedroom all day to get the room nice and cool. And then at night, with the windows and the cross, blah, with the vans and everything. But I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I was like, oh, we got to turn that AC back on. There's no way I'm falling back asleep. It is too hot in here, So.
I hear you. Derek is asking, have we seen Rebel Ridge yet?
No,
I have not. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it drops today. So we should maybe try and catch up with that. We also need to catch up with the director's cut of Napoleon, which after much long promising finally has dropped on Apple TV Plus. It's 48 minutes longer than the theatrical version. And I look back at my original review, and apparently at one point they were saying we were getting a 92-minute longer version. So I guess there's a compromise here. But anyway, we'll talk about it, and after we've had a chance to take a look at it.
We should, yeah. I thought it was going to be like 4 hours long, wasn't it? A 4-hour director cut.
Yeah, it's something crazy like that. But apparently it's just going to be like a skosh longer.
Yes. FYI, if anybody knows, I'm drinking an Athletic beer because tomorrow is National Beer Lovers Day. I think you can love beer any day of the week or the year, but tomorrow, September 7th, is National Beer Lovers Day. And I love being an ambassador for Athletic Brewing Company. It's a non-alcoholic beer. You see them all over the place. Like if you are going to a restaurant and they have beers, like chances are the non-alcoholic one will be Athletic. And there's an IPA that's great and a golden. This is their Athletica, their Mexican style copper. Anyway, I love being an ambassador for them. I have a code for them. They don't pay me in money. I don't get money. This is not a thing where I get paid. I just love telling the world about Athletic. It's my joy. So Christy L20 is my code. You get 20% off, and that link will be down below. All good. If you've tried Athletic, let me know. Liquor Lovers Day, Benjamin. I don't know. What day is Liquor Lovers Day? I think it's probably every day.
Every day, I think, if you play your cards right. Yesterday was National Cheese Pizza Day. I don't know how that and Beer Day didn't coincide, but what are you going to do?
A missed opportunity for sure. Okay, so you are back from Venice. That is great. Also happening right now, Oasis is reuniting. People in the world are excited about this. I don't care. But what is interesting is people waited for like hours and hours and hours online to go see them on their UK tour they've announced for next summer. And the prices would surge while people were in line. So you'd wait like 4 hours and all of a sudden it's crazy more expensive. It was like £355 for one ticket, which is like $460 something US.
That's insane.
So
the whole ticketing thing is a racket. I mean, like Ticketmaster, I think needs to be, I don't know what the government needs to step in, because like it is organized crime the way that they add these charges to tickets and there's no way to get around them half the time or all the time. Yeah, the Oasis reuniting thing is its own topic that I'm like, I think if people are going to see Oasis, like the people who go to auto racing just to see if there's gonna be a crash, you know.
Like, will they kill each other on stage?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
If you go to a hockey game just for the fights, that's why you go see Oasis, right? To see what the Gallagher brothers do to each other. I don't know.
Thomas says, I got Oasis tickets in the pre-sale. The queue was 7,000. For general sale, the queue was hundreds of thousands. Like, that's crazier than when like U2 tickets at the Sphere first went on sale. But those are like the lowest ones. Those were like $400 and something thousand. But like the Sphere is an experience and it's totally unique and finite. I don't know.
I think that we're not British, and so there's a thing about Oasis in the 90s that we'll just never get.
I guess. But anyway, the UK authorities are investigating the surge pricing that was going on with people while they were waiting in line. Interesting. I took Nick to see 21 Pilots last week at the Intuit Dome. And that's a whole high-tech thing. It's the Clippers' new home. It's this $2 billion super high-tech arena. It's right near SoFi in Inglewood. And you have to download the Intuit Dome app before you can do anything. And then they want you to scan your face. It's all like Face ID. And then once you get inside, like there's no money exchanged. Everything is through your face being scanned. They have a whole bunch of like way more concession stands than they would ordinarily. And you walk up to the thing and it scans your face and it says, "Welcome, Christy." And then this like plastic door opens, this little gate opens, and it's like a little convenience store and stuff is just sitting there and you just grab it and you walk out. And then you have a charge on your app, like you spent $41 on a pretzel and a bottle of water.
I did one of those at an airport once where you just walk in and grab stuff and then it would just charge you on the way out. Yeah, I hate this timeline. This all seems very Minority Report to me and not in the fun way.
Yeah, I at first did not want to do the facial scan thing. And then we met people on the bus on the way there because we took public transit because parking was $68. So we took the metro to the bus and it goes right there. And a couple on the bus was like, you've got to do the face scan thing. I know it seems weird, but it's just easier. But then it was glitchy from place to place. Anyway, part of why I'm telling you guys all of this is that there's a thing with the tickets where like if you can't use your tickets, you got to transfer to somebody else and they have to have the app also. So this is why I'm telling you all this, because like there aren't physical tickets for anything anymore.
Well, and the app thing is definitely like more and more like to go to the Academy Museum, you kind of have to get their app apparently. I don't know if you have to, but it's like it's sort of set up in a way where like there's your ticket to the thing and here's your ticket to the screening and and it's like I don't know. I feel like we're all giving ourselves away here all the time.
But then if you fly and you do clear, it scans your eyeballs anyway. So that's finally how I reconcile it with myself. I'm like, you know what? When I fly, it scans my eyeballs anyway. Like, what are they going to take from me? Are they going to spam me with like, insulated doors and windows like I already get daily and, mascara I don't need?
Yeah, I know. Well, isn't that thing where, like, you make the mistake of mentioning a product near your phone and then forget it. Every Instagram ad you get for the next 6 weeks is for, sliding glass doors or something.
I get them daily. Larry Lockman says, "Hey, I love Oasis." There you go. So he's American and loves Oasis.
But do you
Obi
love
is
them?
a Blur fan.
But do you love them 450 pounds worth, or however much those tickets were?
355 pounds, which is just under $500 US. Anyway, if anyone's going to go to Oasis, I'm really curious to hear if that is great, if it's fun, if it's worth it. I just can't think of, like, who would I spend that kind of money on? I don't know. I've seen Depeche Mode. I've seen Duran Duran. I've seen Radiohead. I've seen the Pixies. When the Pixies reunited, we saw them a whole bunch of times, and that didn't cost that much money. And they didn't like each other either.
This is true. I'm hearing rumblings that that Pizzicato 5 might be getting back together. I think I would pay some crazy money to see them, probably.
I have no idea who that is.
They Japanese pop combo from the 90s. They were fun. You would like them, I think.
Okay. We're getting a lot of Spice Girls votes in the comments.
I saw the Spice Girls when they reunited, when all 5 of them finally toured the U.S. It was great, and I worth every penny, but I don't know that I need to do it again.
Yeah. Obi says the Smiths. That's not happening. There's no way that Morrissey and Johnny Marr are ever going to get in the same stage.
my favorite meme for this was the reunion we got, and it was Oasis. The reunion we wanted, and it was from the Josie and the Pussycats movie.
Aww.
And I saw that band, actually. They did an event at the Ace where they screened the film. The 3 actresses were there, but they also had Kay Hanley and the actual musicians who recorded the songs for the movie performing live together for the first time. It was amazing.
That sounds fun. So we'll keep an eye on that. There are trailers out for a Minecraft movie and then the final season of Arcane. This is news for the 14-year-old boys who live in my house. So the Minecraft movie trailer looks terrible, first of all, because it's like this weird combination of the game and then like live action people inside the game, and Jack Black is Steve. And then you have like the blocky kind of Minecraft looking llamas and pigs and things. So I kind of don't know who it's for. I guess it's for really little kids and families, the way that like the Mario Brothers movie was. When I saw that, I'm like, I don't know who this is for. And apparently it was for everybody. And I was just wrong.
In that it is for nobody. I don't know.
So, but the trailer looks really terrible. Are you guys excited about the Minecraft movie? I think I'm going to get dragged to it. I may have to go and see it.
They also just dropped this morning, and of course I haven't watched it because I don't watch trailers, but a teaser for the new Wolfman movie. Do you know about this?
I do not. There's Wolves and Wolfman. What is Wolfman?
Wolfman, it is, I think like the Dark Universe didn't happen, but Universal is still trying to sort of exploit their catalog of classic monsters. So Lee Wanell, who did The Invisible Man, which was actually really good,
which is
with
great,
Elizabeth Moss, is doing the Wolfman, and it stars Christopher Abbott. That's about all I know. But
interesting.
We'll see.
I like Christopher Abbott.
Yeah.
Yes, Derek. Nick likes Arcane. Nick loves Arcane and has not played the game it's based on, but loves the show and loves the animation. And it is extremely beautiful. And like the trailer for season 2 looks gorgeous. And like Haley Steinfeld's one of the voices. It's really, really good.
Where's
like,
this air?
It is on Netflix. And what they're doing is going to start coming out on November 2nd. The Minecraft movie comes out April of next summer. And then season 2 of Arcane, the final season of Arcane, it's taken a long time to make season 2. It's going to be kind of like the Bridgerton release structure. They're going to do like 3 chunks of 3 episodes.
Gotcha.
So,
and speaking of trailers, Hallmark Channel has released the first trailer for one of this year's Christmas movies. It's the one they're doing with the Chiefs. Do you know about this?
Oh, yes. It's like inspired by Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Well, we'll see how much it is. Like the lead characters are not football players, so they've got that going for them. But the Kelce's mom does make a cameo in the movie, and she pops up in the trailer.
Yeah, she's not shy either.
Nope, not in the slightest. But yeah,
so it's very comfortable in front of the camera.
It's a Hallmark NFL collab, which is kind of brilliant because I think there are a lot of husbands who sort of complain about Hallmark Christmas movies and watch them with their wives anyway, and this one I think they feel like they can be allowed to watch because football, and
it's just America, right? It's like a wholesome version of America.
Yes,
it seems unifying and safe.
Yeah, and Hallmark Corporate, the card company, is based in Kansas City, so with the Chiefs is a no-brainer.
Perfection. T Love Hater, thank you for saying R.I.P. Baxter. It has been a rough week around here. I appreciate the thought. Usually he would be right behind me there on the couch, snoring and chasing squirrels in his doggy dreams. So thanks to you and to all the folks who had kind words about that. Christine says the Night Bitch trailer looks fun. I did not see that, but I like that she takes chances.
I've heard good things about it, and I'm real curious about it.
Yes. So we will follow all of that. Megalopolis, let's talk about that. There's going to be a one-night special IMAX showing. Is like, I guess it's the night that it premieres, or it plays rather, at the New York Film Festival.
Yes.
And there's going to be a pre-screening conversation with Coppola and special guests, quote unquote. We don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So that's in IMAX. I kind of want to see it in IMAX. Like, if you're going to see it, I kind of want to see like Adam Driver's giant angular features in IMAX. Extra terrifying. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if they screen it for us that way. I mean, you know, the large format thing has been really interesting. I think that we've been getting movies that in other years you would never have thought of as an IMAX possibility, like, you know, Challengers. I remember being like, what, really? But it worked, you know. And so I think we're going to see more and more movies that we don't necessarily think of as being, the idea of what a large format is going to be expanding. And clearly, just based on what we've seen in the trailer, this is a movie that is taking a lot of big sort of visual chances. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, this is one of the few Megalopolis headlines of like that isn't like a face smacking one. It's not the made up AI quotes of critics who actually liked the movies in question, or Coppola saying that the movie wasn't going to be woke, you know, so whatever.
And what was the weird thing with Coppola kissing extras?
Yeah, apparently there's been some allegations of him being not appropriate, but I don't know where that's wound up finally.
Yeah. Yeah. So to answer your question, Leo, why can't we all see it in IMAX? You can, although it's not playing in all IMAX theaters. It's just on the Monday before it opens theatrically. On Monday, September 23rd, they're doing this one night only IMAX thing with like a special live stream coming out of New York at the same time. No matter where you are in the country, you can see this live stream. But it's not playing at every IMAX theater. So for example, it's not playing at the one down by me, but it is playing at Century City.
Well, didn't they do something similar with Stop Making Sense before the reissue, where they did a live thing for the New York Film Festival?
Yes.
But then that did open in IMAX. Is Megalopolis going to have an IMAX run, or is this the one and only time to see it that way?
I would think they would have an IMAX run for it. It opens September 27th. I would think that they would then do it in IMAX. I guess the special thing with this is that it's early and it's also the Q&A with Coppola.
So even if you miss this, you'll probably still have other chances to see it that way.
Yes. Our friend George Katopoulos is here, says he finally made a live. Good to see you. George, thanks for your kind words. George is a fellow Boston Terrier person. So that's nice to see him. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, okay. Let's talk about other people behaving inappropriately. Neil Gaiman. There are all these multiple sexual assault allegations against Neil Gaiman. Now Disney is saying that they are not going to adapt The Graveyard book.
They're putting it on pause.
Putting it on pause.
The official terminology. Yeah. You know, look, I think it's great that at least while they're figuring out these allegations and sort of figuring out what actually happened, that a company is like, well, you know, this is not, we're not going to just charge on ahead and, you know, fuck the haters. Like at the same time, they also aren't saying like, well, we're done with you. They're like, we're going to put it on pause. We're going to ask some questions. We're going to do some investigating and see what shakes out. And so I'm glad at least that these allegations are being taken seriously, and ideally whatever investigation ensues will, you know, pinpoint yay or nay or what the story is there. Yeah. But a lot more folks have been coming forward since the first wave of it, I know. So, you know, one would think there might be something there.
Yeah, it's like 5 women. Like it started out with like his nanny. Anyway, we will follow that. So Michael M. Moore says regarding Coppola, the woman in question said there was nothing amiss with Coppola. So
Okay.
We'll dig into that a little deeper. Romero Flores asks, when will we see the Beetlejuice 2 review, please? Thank you for asking so nicely. We just recorded it before we came and saw you guys. Yeah. So give me like an hour and I'll get it out there for you. Some questions here about the early Joker reviews and how wildly mixed they have been. We've not seen it yet.
Nope.
A lot of our friends have.
Yeah, it screened in Venice after I left, and I did ask Warner Brothers in advance if they would show it to me, and I could file a review when the Venice premiere happened, and no one responded. So somebody else at the Film Verdict did review it out of Venice, and it was kind of mixed. And yeah, we've seen raves, we've seen pans. I'm not surprised. I'm sure this is the kind of thing that is going to be very divisive, much like the first one was.
Yeah.
But the consensus is, though, that it is a goddamn musical, despite the fact that everyone keeps saying it isn't. So great. I like a musical. That makes me more interested to see it. We'll see what happens. But when we do see it, we'll review it.
For sure, as early as we possibly can. I see that also the most recent Wicked trailer does not make it seem like a musical, which I know is your favorite topic.
It's bananas. Like, I don't, and the thing is, if musicals are such box office poison that no one can sell a movie that way, then why are they making them at all? Like, why make the Color Purple musical or Wonka, or why move the Mean Girls musical from Paramount Plus to theaters the way they did, if they think that musicals are such hot garbage that people have to be fooled to go see them. Obviously, some of them are making money, and they are doing, Wonka was a hit and Mean Girls was a hit. Yeah. So it's like, why do we have to pretend there's something else? It's so strange.
Obviously, Wicked and The Color Purple are musicals.
Yeah.
Their source material is a musical. Give the people what they want. Micah says, I'm sure you will, but are you covering the Penguin for Patreon? Yes,
we are.
We will.
Also Agatha All Along and the new season of Heartstoppers, all coming up soon.
It's pretty busy. Yeah. And then also one thing I wanted to mention is that Only Murders in the Building has gotten picked up for a 5th season.
Woo!
Which is great.
I think at this point, it's going to be them, either the producers or the stars being like, we're good, let's end it with this one. But as far as Hulu's concerned, I'm sure they're like, yes, keep it coming. This is a hit. It wins Emmys. We like all of it,
Yeah, we are recapping on our Patreon. We are up to episode 2, which will also be out later on today. So keep an eye out for that. Also, if you guys are on our Patreon and you've not yet voted in the September Off the Menu poll, It is Jenna Rollins films. Right now, A Woman Under the Influence is in the lead, but we've got a few days left and there's some close stuff there behind it.
It was neck and neck with opening night, so that could still pull ahead. We'll see how it goes.
Yes. So we will do all of that. I wanted to mention also that the Poltergeist house is under contract. This is something I mentioned a few weeks back. I wanted to follow up on. This is the house in Simi Valley where they shot Poltergeist. It was built in 1979, and this is the first time on the market in 45 years. And so a lot of it still looks a lot like what we saw in the film because they shot inside and outside that house. So like the kitchen looks the same.
Yeah, I'm kind of astonished that nobody gutted it. I mean, clearly the people relished that they lived in the Poltergeist house and just wanted it to look like that.
Yeah.
Like, so what does under contract mean? Sorry.
It means that that someone has agreed to buy it.
Okay.
And
so
then
like
it's an escrow.
Or whatever.
It's an escrow, and they got to go through all the stuff where they do inspections and all that, all the good faith stuff before they hand it over. Sway, thank you so much for your kind donation. Sway says, good afternoon to you both. I just returned from Venice, saw a film called Familiar Touch at the festival. Have you seen it? If so, thoughts?
First time hearing about it. Tell us more.
Please tell us. Yeah, I've never heard it. So did you like it? Let us know if you liked it. I would not buy any famous house, but particularly not one where a lot of scary stuff happened. Right?
I mean, I like part of you thinks, well, if it was that scary, in fiction, it can't be remotely scary in real life. But then, Wes Craven's New Nightmare would beg to differ, I guess. So I don't know. Probably not. I think it would maybe, that just opening the closets and expecting a big clown to come out of it, Maybe not.
We don't know that he's not there. They promised that there were no bodies, you know, that the house was clean, but they didn't say anything about creepy clowns. So they can just say, hey, there it was. Oh, Christine says, any thoughts on the Deliverance and whether this will win Glenn Close and Oscar finally? Having seen the Deliverance, I can say with total certainty that no. Glenn Close will not win an Oscar for this very hammy, over-the-top role that makes Mama look subdued.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but so many people I know on social media are like, when are you going to see fucking The Deliverance? Because I'll get to it, I promise.
I've seen it because I've reviewed it for Ebert. So if you want to catch up with it, we can. But it's almost like I want a level of Gonzo from a Lee Daniels film that doesn't really exist here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like... You're not making The Butler. You might as well go for broke here.
Yeah, it's like a weird like slamming together two different movies. Like it's this family, and Andra Day is the mom. She's a single mom. She's struggling with alcoholism, and Glenn Close is her mom.
Right.
And then she has 3 kids, and like they're struggling day to day, and like that's an interesting enough drama. And then all of a sudden things start going bump in the night, and it's the kind of imagery and the kind of sound design that we have seen and heard in countless other exorcism movies, and it doesn't really do anything different. So
well, and apparently it's based on a true story, but the Glenn Close character is made up from whole cloth.
Yeah, like the whole story of who this family is because it's based on a true story. It's based on like a family that heard stuff and things happened with the kids that were weird. Yeah, the family trauma element is a fiction. So there is that. Yeah, we can catch up with it if you'd like, for sure. James Darren died. Yes. You know him as Moondoggy from the Gidget movies. That's how I know him, at least. He also was on TJ Hooker.
Yes, as Frank Conniff actually eulogized him on Facebook or on Instagram because he's the one who coined the line "Hooker's a good cop," which they used to quote on Mystery Science Theater all the time. I think often when we talk about people who were teen idols, it's kind of like, well, yeah, and then what? But James Darren had a lot of and then what? Like he was on Deep Space Nine. He worked consistently throughout his life, so he had a pretty multifaceted career.
He was very handsome. Yes.
Also,
saw the Gidget movies. He was Moondoggy. He was dreamy. What was his real name? Like Jeffrey?
Oh, Moondoggy? Oh, I don't remember.
Moondoggy had a very, very wholesome actual name. We have a question here from, I think, someone who might have just been catching up with us a little bit late. What was your favorite thing that you saw at Venice?
Baby Girl. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yes.
Yes, I think Richard was a little bit late. Cool. So I'm glad that you're back. I'm so glad that you had fun. Thanks to all of you for coming back. This week, we are in fall movie season, and so we're going to be with you. Although you're going to be gone at the end of September, Alonso. You're going to be in Dallas.
I am, and yeah, that Friday might be tricky because it's opening day of the state fair, and so I have fried things to go eat. If you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, I will be there on the 26th on Thursday, doing a screening of The Last of Sheila with the USA Film Festival at the Angelica Theater, and selling and signing copies of Hollywood Pride. So if you're in town, please come and say hi. It'll be fun.
Yes. What do you look forward to eating that is fried and on a stick?
Oh, well, that's specific because I fried not on a stick. I'm a big fan of, do you know what a tornado tater is?
No. Is it a potato with stuff in it?
They spiral slice an entire potato and deep fry it.
Okay.
So it's like it's like a potato chip that is also an accordion.
It's like a big ass potato chip. Okay, wait. So are you eating the peel that has been spiral? Oh, no, the potato is spiral.
The potato is spiral. The whole thing's been spiral sliced and then deep fried. So it's just this long. It's like a slinky made of potato chip.
Interesting. Have you ever had deep fried butter on a stick?
I have, and it's basically a deep fried biscuit. I think a lot of the deep fried stuff, it kind of depends on your frying element is the key thing, and very often they just put it in the same old crap that and I'm talking about not just Texas State Fair, like state fairs in general. And so your Oreo, your Snicker, whatever it is they deep fried, mainly tastes like the goop that they've enveloped it in, as opposed to a corn dog, which of course has that nice cornmeal thing going. So I don't know. I every year they introduce new things. I'm going to try those and see how they go. The best thing I ever had on a stick at the State Fair of Texas was a frozen chocolate covered key lime pie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait. So the pie is pie and then it's frozen and they put chocolate on it?
No, it's like a pops, not a popsicle, but an ice cream bar. But instead of ice cream, it's a key lime pie. So the key lime pie, they've dunked it in chocolate, they freeze the whole thing, and then you.
Interesting. We had some folks asking about Reagan. I didn't go see Reagan because it came out on my birthday, and that's my gift to myself, is not going to Reagan. But my husband wants to go hate watch it with me. He keeps showing me the trailer. He's like, look how terrible it looks.
Yeah, Dave was thinking about going while I was in Venice, and then he realized it was over 2 hours long, and he was like, no, I can't. I would recommend people go to Nathan Rabin's review. He eviscerates it quite brilliantly on his Nathan Rabin's Happy Place page. So Google NATHN RABIN Nathan Rabin Reagan review. You'll be glad you did.
I mean, I'm a little morbidly curious, but it's also 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Yeah. Maybe once it gets to home viewing, we can give it a shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dalen says, I need to know about the guy from Creed playing Frank Sinatra. That's called range.
And Robert Davi as Khrushchev.
Oh my God. And with a giant splotch. Like they did the head splotch.
No, not Gorbachev.
That's Gorbachev. Who's Gorbachev then?
Maybe Robert Davi's Gorbachev. I forget. He's one of them. But, and like John Voight is a KGB officer. Like it all sounds dreadful.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. If you've seen Reagan, let us know how it is. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for being here. If you're not subscribed, we'd love to have you do it. Check out the podcast too. There's a link to that down below. And we will see you again next Friday for sure. Thanks for your questions and your enthusiasm and your patience and just being awesome in general.
If you're in California, stay cool and hydrated, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.